All right, we're heading into the mysterious realm of strange suspense stories right here from 1969, Charlton Comics. This is number 7. It has seen better days, and I'll shine that light on it so you can see all the nooks and crannies there. It's got some creasing, some bending, some folding, as you'll see. Nothing super major, no major rips or tears that I see, but of course it's got some issues, especially along the spine, as you might expect. Some staple stress, a little bit of rust beginning on there. We'll flip it over on the back, and we'll do the same. We'll show you the wiggle jiggle of the light to really pop any of those flaws. And then, of course, I'm going to show you a few of these interiors. That way you see things like this one page that seems to have gotten all messed up there. So I'm gonna straighten that back out so that when we put it back in the bag and with the other comics, perhaps it presses itself a little bit. We're not trying to hide it, but perhaps it will repair itself at least slightly and sit better. But now you know about it, you're aware of the issue, and there it is. Strange Suspense Stories number 8, the next in the series, also from 1969. Cover's looking pretty good right there. You can see that crease along the right-hand side near the edge. And we do these videos in very high definition. We started out at 8K. It eventually gets to you in about 1080p, but still high enough that you can pause, zoom in, go back, look at any pieces that you want, and make sure that they are in the condition that you want them in. We try to zoom through these videos as quick as possible because we don't want to waste your time as we show you these interiors here. Some pretty nice whiteness to these pages, but you can always go back and look at them at your leisure. We move on to move on to House of Mystery, number 168 here. There is some roughness to that cover. It has seen better days, but it's a very nice reader copy, especially if you're just looking to fill that hole in your collection. This is going back to 1967, so these are harder to find in any condition now, or getting harder at least. So this is a nice one to just fill that hole until you can get a better one. Looking at that cover, there might be some water damage in there. I don't see any. I'm surprised, but you can see the discoloration on that cover and the rusting of the staples. That often tells me that there's water damage, but I don't see it. So it looks like we lucked out there. House of Mystery, Volume 1. Number 178 on this one, from 2 years later in 1969. Not a bad-looking one right here, overall, given the 50 years that have passed since this first came out. We'll show you the wiggle jiggle on the back there. And again, at TheBigToyAuction.com, in the catalog, you can see the high-resolution photos as well. So we do everything we can to make sure that the experience is just like you are here in the gallery with us, looking at these comics, enjoying them, seeing what you need to see in order to make your buying decisions. We're going to finish the House of Mysteries with number 288 quite a bit later, going into 1981. And surprisingly, this might be the worst condition of those 3 that we had, despite being a little bit older, still 40-some-odd years old. You see that stress along the cover. Maybe it's just because it's a dark cover. That really pops those flaws a little bit, makes them easier to see, especially under the light, as we do it here. So now you know, and you're aware. We'll show you this back cover here. These pretty fun Lego ads. I always love seeing the old vintage ads. The interiors of this are actually very nice. Nice brightness to those pages. You can gauge for yourself what you think the color of those pages is, but I think that they're pretty white. Really nice. Not a lot of wear on those pages, not a lot of browning. Volume 1 of Unexpected right here. This is number 111, going all the way back to 1969 to give you an idea of just how old some of these comics are. So this would have been running over about 10 years by that point. Looking very nice right there. Some wear and tear, of course. This was a well-loved, well-read comic, but great to fill those holes in your collection. Yeah, not a bad sample of this overall. I don't know that it's one that I'd send in to get graded, but certainly one that I'd want to put in my collection and read. I can't, but you can, and I can live vicariously through you. As we see the interiors on that one, moving along to DC's Unexpected, number 177. A little bit later, but still 1977. Still got some age to it. And you can see in the cover there, a little bit of wrinkling, a little bit of wear. We'll flip it over on the back. We see that Evel Knievel doing what he does best. And you can see a little bit of issues in that bottom left corner, but overall, holds up pretty good. Not too bad on the interiors. You can see in that area there where there is not a lot of ink, the quality and condition of the pages. Before we move on to the last of this grouping, this is Challengers of the Unknown, number 66. Obviously DC Comics on this one from 1969. And given that it's 1969, it's not the worst. I keep seeing that spotlight and thinking that's damage, but it's not. It's the art. Some wear and tear on those staples, as you saw. The normal spine ticking that you would expect of a 50-year-old comic. And we'll show you the back real quick so you get an idea of that. It's got some discoloration. Less white than it was in its prime. We'll flip it open here. You can really get an idea of what's going on there. And that is going to finish it up for that one as we move on to Ghostly Tales. This is number 24 from Charlton Comics, 1969. Some wear and tear on that front cover as well. Not a ton of issues that I see on the back. Again, this is from Charlton Comics. And we'll open it up. We'll get a gander at the interior pages just so you can see. I'm not seeing any major tears, rips, ink stains, writing on it. And you can see for yourself the quality and condition of the art, the ink, and the paper. We're moving on to The Many Ghosts of Dr. Graves, also from Charlton. This is issue number 10. And it dates back quite a ways. Going back to 1968, so nearly 60 years, about 50, almost 55 years. This has some issues on that cover, including what appears to be a slight... you can see the way the light doesn't work right on that hand. It might imply to me that something has stained it a little bit, or that it's gotten wet on that cover. You can see the little chunks taken out of that edge. It would need a trimming if that were something that... you are into. I don't care for trimming my comics, but I know that there are some who do. It decreases the value, I think, if you're going to have it slabbed and graded, but it makes it look a little bit nicer in your collection. Me personally, I like it. I like that provenance that it provides. These pages are a little bit kind of stuck together. Not a sticky stuck, but a folded over on themselves stuck. Yep, and we're going to finish with that one before we end up this particular grouping with Ghost Manor, Volume 1, Number 7 from 1969, also Charlton Comics. Charlton we think of, or at least I do, as more of a licensed comics and comics for kids, so it's fun to see these more kind of spooky comics. We'll flip it over there. You saw the wear and tear on the front cover. I'll show you on the back. Let that light shine on it, do the wiggle jiggle, and do its job. And we'll show you the quality and condition. Now, is that an ink spot right there, or is that, I don't know what that is. We'll move along. We'll show you the quality and condition of the paper. The paper is actually pretty good. I'm surprised, given how Charltons are often treated and given the age of this. So that's going to do it. You can see this and all the other great comics we've got for you this and every week at TheBigToyAuction.com. Head on over there now and leave your pre-bids. You can do so. It is open and live, ready for you to get hold of. Or join us live on auction day. That's always the best way to enhance your chance of getting these items into your collection. Whichever way you choose to do it, we definitely look forward to seeing you at the auction.